Let's move into our fourth and final main topic today. And our fourth and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Jose, who writes, "Huge fan of the show. Thank you so much. I was wondering if the new Halloween sequel will break Venom's record of opening weekend in October. I feel like it has a pretty good chance given how popular 2018's Halloween was. What are your thoughts? Thanks." All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, we're supposed to be getting this new Halloween film. And listen, a little bit of background on this. I don't like the Halloween movies. I know. I'm one of the, that's what one of the films that people look at me. I don't even think the original Halloween holds up very well. I'm like, whatever. But the Jamie Lee Curtis one they just did, I was skeptical I would enjoy it. I really liked it. It's the first Halloween film that I personally really, really enjoyed. And I've been excited about a new one. Now, of course, it's supposed to come out in October, and right now there's no reason to believe it won't hit its release date at this point. That could change. For now, I think it's pretty, I think you're on pretty solid ground to think it's going to come out on its release date, and I think we're pretty good there. Could it break the opening weekend October record? Now, the first thing I need to do is correct you a little bit, though, Jose, is that Venom, that did hold the opening weekend box office record for October. It no longer holds the opening weekend box office record for October. That honor now goes to Joker. Joker is actually the opening weekend box office king, with making $96.2 million on its opening weekend. Venom, of course, was the record holder at 80.2. Halloween, the last one, was 76. Gravity made 55 million, and The Martian at one point made 54 million. Now, of course, it's important to note here that Halloween opened with $76 million. And that movie was beloved. People really dug that film, and I am definitely one of those that really dug the film. And so there's a couple of different ways to look at this. Could a Halloween, a new sequel, given the popularity of the first one, come out, make $20 more million, and beat the Joker opening weekend record? I'm going to say there's two different answers to that question. On a totally level playing field, yeah, I think this Halloween sequel could open to more than $96 million. I really do. I'm not saying a guarantee would. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it's a 100% guarantee that it would do it. But in the world of legitimate possibilities, considering how much that first one made at $76 million, and considering how popular it was with people, and there seems to be a real legitimate excitement for the next one, I think on an even playing field, yeah, I wouldn't think you're crazy at all to think that this one could overtake Joker. I don't think it'll make as much movie as Joker did overall. I don't see this Halloween movie joining the $1 billion club. I don't think many of you do. But could it beat 96 million on an opening weekend? Yeah, I think it could. Okay. That's the even playing field kind of look at it. But now let's look at it under the given circumstances. And we've had to be doing that a little bit lately. Because right now, of course, the world is not an even playing field. And while I really do believe theaters are definitely going to be open again by October and all that kind of stuff, are things going to be really back to full normal by October? I don't know. Because even though the theaters are going to be open, I still think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to rush back to the movie theaters. I really do believe. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are just looking to get back to living life the way they normally live it. But at the same time, I also believe there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be a little bit more cautious and who might be a little slower to get back out into the movie theaters. And maybe by October, not everybody does. And that changes the question a little bit. So I'm going to say this. This is my prediction from now, but I'm not willing to put money on either side of this. I think under normal circumstances, yes, this Halloween movie could theoretically beat that Joker record. Not overall, but opening weekend, yes. But given the circumstances we're in, I think that's getting 20 more million than that first one made. I think that's a little bit of a tall order, given the fact that we're going to have a good section, Aaron, of our movie-going public that's not quite ready to maybe rush back out at that point. So while I think the new Halloween movie is going to do very well, I don't see it, given the current circumstances, I don't see it beating that Joker record. What do you think?
Well, I'm really excited about this. And as I've already established, I only watch horror movies in theaters, so I don't have to burn my house down. And I loved Halloween. I absolutely thought it was fantastic. I was thrilled to see Jamie Lee Curtis back. I thought she did a phenomenal job. And the conflict that she had with her daughter, played by Judy Greer, and then her granddaughter, played by Andy Matichak, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I thought that those three women did a fantastic job of leading this film and really giving us all of the conflict that you would see in a family. I'm curious to see how that family dynamic plays out now that grandma has established that she's not totally nuts, and actually her all of her pre-planning was for good reason and not for naught. So I'm curious about what the story is going to be. That being said, I think that it all depends, like you were saying, John, on the timing of when theaters do open back up. I think audiences are going to need at least 3 months of open theaters with no major problems to feel comfortable. So if theaters are opening, worst case scenario, well, not worst case scenario, but let's just say hypothetically that they open July 1st. And for July, August, and September, we had no problems, no cases, no people getting sick, blah, blah, blah. Then I think that by the time October 1st rolls around, audiences will feel a lot more comfortable. If we don't have theaters opening back up until September, it's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
We also don't know what's going to be opening at that same time. One could make the argument, oh, well, there's been, productions have been halted, so there may not be movies available. But at the same time, all the movies that were supposed to open that didn't are going to be pushed, and they're going to need, as we've talked about, the time for advertising and marketing and all the things. So it's really going to depend on what else is coming out, how much time people have gotten to acclimate to feeling safe and comfortable going back to the movie theater. And I think between those two things, we'll really get a better gauge. I think that we'll know more in August of how Halloween is going to do, because we'll have a really clear idea of what other films are coming out and whether or not people are going to the movies. But I can say I, for one, really hope that things that our new normal, because we'll never go back to what our old normal was, just doesn't work that way, that our new normal, I hope that I hope to be their opening weekend, because I'm really excited about this film.
Yeah. Now I've heard some discussions with people who go. I've had some discussions last night with a friend of mine. It's like, yeah, one of the topics, because friends ask me all the time. It's, oh, so what are your topics tomorrow? And I talked about this one. It's like, oh, well, Halloween can never beat Joker. It's like, how much money do you think Joker made on opening weekend? Oh, didn't it make like 160? Because remember, Joker ultimately made like $1 billion, right? So,
right. And that's what people have in their mind.
That's what people have in their mind. So they think it made like 150, 160 million opening weekend. Actually, it didn't. It made 96, which is great, but beatable. That is 96 is a beatable number.
And then the word of mouth really carried it.
Right. Especially when you're talking about a movie that the last one that came out with the word of mouth made 76 million. This little horror movie made 76 million on its first one. If you don't think 96 million is a beatable number under those circumstances, you're crazy. Of course it's a beatable number. But again, a lot of people just hear Joker, it's a $1 billion film, it had like a $200 million opening. No, it's actually, it just really rolled. Joker rolled because it's so damn good. I mean, it just rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled, got this huge number. And I don't think there's any chance that Halloween beats its overall.
Right.
I don't think anybody really thinks that. But opening weekend, yeah, you better believe that 96 is a theoretically beatable number. I just don't think with the current circumstances that it might do it. But maybe you guys feel differently. What do you think about all that? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.